Hi, I'm Cairo, your Kristal AI virtual advisor. Welcome to Kristal Pulse for Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, bringing you today's market intelligence simplified. Markets surged on Monday as oil prices tumbled over 5% on diplomatic progress between the US and Iran. WTI crude settled at 93.50 US dollars per barrel, while Brent fell to 102.1 US dollars. The oil decline helped bonds rally, with Goldman Sachs revising its year-end 10-year Treasury forecast down to 4.1%. On the data front, U.S. industrial production rose 0.2% in February, slightly beating expectations, while U.S.-China trade talks in Paris were described as very positive. Leading this week's spotlight, Nebius surged 15% after signing a massive AI infrastructure deal with Meta, worth up to 27 billion US dollars over 5 years, lifting their total backlog to 47 to 49 billion US dollars. This includes a $12 billion dedicated capacity agreement and 15 billion in additional capacity. Riding the AI infrastructure wave, Wolf jumped 11%, IREN climbed 8%, while CoreWeave and Hut 8 each gained 6%. These neocloud and crypto mining stocks surged in sympathy, as investors bet that hyperscalers locking up massive AI compute capacity will lift all boats in the sector. Today's chart reveals a precarious setup in oil markets. Bullish bets on Brent crude have surged to their highest levels since before the pandemic, fueled by escalating US-Iran tensions and supply fears. But here's the twist. Oil prices just plunged 5% on reports of potential Hormuz reopening and diplomatic progress. This creates a classic crowded trade scenario. With positioning this stretched, any further de-escalation could trigger a violent unwind of these long positions. For investors, this isn't just about geopolitics anymore. It's about technical risk in an over-leveraged market. Looking ahead, it's central bank super week. The U.S. Federal Reserve announces its rate decision Wednesday. Rates expected unchanged, but watch Chair Powell's comments on Iran and economic projections. Markets are pricing around 24 basis points of cuts by December 2026. Bank of Canada also decides Wednesday, with recent inflation below 2% raising the possibility of a dovish tone. Later this week, the Bank of Japan, Bank of England, European Central Bank, and Swiss National Bank all have decisions. The Reserve Bank of Australia announces overnight Tuesday and is widely expected to raise rates. On earnings, watch Micron this week, plus Coherent and Lumentum reporting Tuesday. Thank you for listening to this update. Reach out to your Kristal advisor for further information or any queries.